Hello. As you know, I am preparing to run a booth at the Gem and Mineral Show here in Billings, Montana, August 3rd through the 6th. And I got a huge order of silver. So we should do some silversmithing. But I figured we should do something a little different today. Namely with some special material. I get asked all the time, what can you do with iris agate? Is it just a specimen that you just look at, or is there actually anything you can really do with it? To which I respond, kind of both. Mostly specimen. Most people don't do a whole lot with it just because it's pretty restricted. To get the color play, there has to be light shining from behind it. You do a closed back ring like that, you've just killed your iris because there's literally no way to get it to shine anymore. So rings are kind of off the table. That being said though, there are two ways you can make iris agate jewelry. That is open back pendants and earrings. I don't have my flat lap yet because it's getting fixed, so I can't make any more thin pieces like this, and these two don't match. I thought they were the same length, but they are not, which would really bother me. So I'm probably not going to do earrings today, but we are going to make some pendants out of iris agate, because again, this is exactly why they need to be open back, because that's like, yeah, that's a cool agate, but with the light behind it, it's absolutely incredible. If you have an electroformer, could literally just make these independents exactly how they are right now. I do not have one of those. That would save me a lot of time. It would also be awesome because I have so many little slabs, but honestly I really need to look into getting one of those. Anyway though, I digress. Because we are not one of those lucky few, we have to actually shape these because they are not conducive to bezel as they sit, because they are really uneven on the edges, as you can see. Kind of all over the place and knobbly. So with bezel wire, that is going to be a little bit frustrating because it's not uniform. So what we need to do is go over to the fastening machine, because as I said, I don't have my flat lap, and take these over to the fastening machine again after you've taken them to the fastening machine and shape them into a more uniform shape. The main goal isn't necessarily so much shaping though, as it is just making sure that our edges are level, like nice and flat, and any of those knobblies like that, because that's going to be weird to wrap. Dude, I've been waiting for this dang saw to drop and it just won't. So I'm tired of waiting. I'm not gonna keep waiting on it. We're gonna take this piece right here, I think we're gonna start with, and our bezel wire, and we're gonna wrap it around like so. Like that. And then I'm gonna mark it if I can find a Sharpie, and I'm gonna cut it. And now we solder that together. And now we have something that looks like this. Next, I just cut some little strips of bezel like this and laid them down under here, and we're gonna solder it onto the back plate, and then I'll come back and cut the rest off. All right, so now we need to add a loop to it, and then we can finish our polishing, and it's actually done. So to do the loop, I'm gonna take some bezel, and these here doohickey plier thingies, I'm gonna go to the top one, make one loop, and then cut it off right there. Alrighty, there's one down. Excuse the noise of the saw, that agate is taking forever. So there's a few other methods we can go with, but actually this one is pretty similar size-wise to the other one, so I think while we're doing this style, we might as well do this one also. There's another one done. So pretty. Gots to love the iris agates. So next we're gonna do this one. And we're gonna do this one slightly differently. But it starts the exact same way. Of taking some bezel and wrapping it around. Next, we're gonna take this, which is, oh, I'm too close. You gonna focus? 21 gauge silver wire. And we're gonna make a loop that will fit on the inside of the bezel. And we will be wind up with something like this, where it's a nice tight fit on the inside of the bezel. And then we push it all the way down to the bottom so that it is flush with the bottom side. And now we solder the two together to make them homogeneous. Alrighty, now we just need to solder on a loop, and I'm going to use this stuff right here. This is literally just that 21 gauge wire that we use to make this bottom part. I just literally take 3 lengths, chuck it into a drill and twist it, and then you have a nice woven wire. Then I like the look of it quite a bit. Sorry about the saw noise. You know what? I like this style so much with that back like that. I'm gonna do it with this one as well. This one right here. So, let's do what we just did a second time. Alright, so next we're going to do this one right here, which is a phenomenal slab. This has color from top to bottom. It's really, really nice. Problem though, because I'm not making these as specific cabochons for settings, I am just trimming out the edges of already tumbled iris slabs because I don't have my flat lab available, so all I really can do is that. Yeah, if you look at this, it's a little too thick to actually crimp the way you need to. So we're gonna try something here. Yes, we are. That's right, I said it. So first things first, let's just solder this bezel wire up so that it is ready to go. Alright, so here's the problem I'm having. Normally with a setting like this, you would just put a little base on it and then do a prong setting. But I can't do that without polishing the edges because they are all rough because, yeah, my flat lap ain't working. So what I'm going to attempt to do is make thicker prongs using bezel wire. So let's do that. So I've got 4 strips of bezel right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to solder them together. I'm afraid that if I just use one strip of bezel, it's not going to be sturdy enough. So I'm hoping by doubling up on the bezel, that will make it, and reinforcing it with medium solder, that is going to make it a lot more rigid. There, now these are way sturdier than the standard bezel. Now I'm gonna cut them in half twice. And now we have 8 very sturdy little tabs. And do something like this. So with those tabs on, it will look kind of like this. Once they're soldered in place, we can trim them up a little bit, make them a little neater, but yeah, it'll look essentially like that. So I just put the stone in after doing the backside, and I just realized that that actually brings the stone down enough that we can crimp it normally. So we don't need to put tabs on the front. So, there you go. Proof of concept, but we don't actually need to do it on the top side. Alrighty, well, those are the 3 main methods. So, I have a few more that I need to do, so let's just do those for fun. This one's going to be interesting, I think. That's from the same rock I just showed. So, needless to say, is one stunning stone. Very colorful. Let's start with these two. These two are actually cabochons. So these are a much more easy process. Alrighty, I think we have time, sorry about the stop, for one more, and I think it's going to be this one. Focus, focus. This one right here, just for funsies. Alright, cutting in for a second. Excuse the saw noise. I'm sure you noticed I'm doing all of this shaping on the extra stuff with the stone in, and there's a reason for that. We're setting like this, where we use the wire as a frame, that actually makes the bezel way more rigid. So it is a lot more sturdy, a lot more stable, because it has basically like a backbone in this frame. When we do it this way on a cabochon this size, that setting is very, very fragile without the stone inside of it. Once the stone is in it, it kind of acts like a backbone. But yeah, if I do any filing or shaping on these settings, I definitely want the stone in there the whole time, because it will bend on you very, very, very easily. Alright, I'm done. That's all I'm gonna make for this video. So here they are. Alrighty guys, there you go. There you have it. There's 7 beautiful iris agate pendants. Whoa, sorry, didn't mean to do that. And I have about 13 more to make. But I'll do that on my own time. I think they came out real nice. I'm very, very, very satisfied with them. And it is awesome actually having a way to do something with iris agate now. Because before they just sit and look pretty. But now you can wear them around and they look pretty. I don't know. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. As I said earlier, I'm running a booth at the Billings Gem and Mineral Show. Every one of these and then some are going to be for sale there. So if you want these, come down and see me. Anyone that doesn't sell is going to be getting listed onto my Etsy. So yeah, hold out hope, because it may be yours yet. I'll have a link in the description to the event page, and even if you cannot make it in person, it helps a lot if you go to that event page and show interest. We have even more awesome projects coming very, very soon, one of which I absolutely cannot wait to show you all, but I have to wait till my flat lab gets back. Without giving too much away, it involves agate, and it will be for sale at the rock show. But yeah guys, that's going to do it for this one. Let me know which one was your favorite. I think it has to be this one for me. The thing is just so vibrant. So very, very vibrant. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.